Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is bbdhill Ministries coming to you again with your nugget for today, and we are in day 18. So once again, those days are steadily adding up, and then I pray that you're beginning to develop habits of good things, wonderful things. As we continue, once again, as we say, as we reassess and we return, teshuvah, as we return to our Maker, as we return to Him with a humble heart, with a heart of humility, understanding the things that we're looking at over the entire year. So today, we do have a quick nugget, and we're going to talk about things that happen in the field, which I'm not going to cover every single thing, but just a little bit here and there, just to help us. And this Friday, we will be having Shabbat on tonight, so I'm excited about that. Spending time with the Lord and also spending time with the family, because the Sabbath, of course, was not made for God; it was made for man. So we want to make sure that we spend that time, that we reflect and connect. Reflect and connect. That's good. I like that. So I thank you guys. Let's see. I got a lot of people here with me this morning. I got Evangelist Ashley. I have Minister Tanine. I have Sister QJ. And let's see here. Those are the ones that are showing up today. Yeah, day 18. Minister Johnson. Give me 1 second, Minister Tanine. So, all right, let me blow the shofar so we can get started. Wow. There we go. We have to get the mouth right. All right, all right. I know the running joke is going to be that prophetess isn't with me on today. But once again, we were able to blow it. We're thanking God for today. So let's get right into this. Give me one moment here. So when we talk about the king coming into the field, there are a lot of things that happen that change. And I'm going to cover several of those things. But one of the things that happen in the field is that, God, He begins to deal with our character. That's the importance of the assessing ourselves, looking at past things that we've done. And I talked a little bit about that on yesterday. And one of the people that comes to mind is Jacob, how God met him in the field and dealt with his character. When he was sleeping, He showed him the ladder going up to heaven, and then God spoke to him and told him that He was going to be with him, He was going to bless him, all these different things. But then also God dealt with his character within the field, and we know what his name meant. Of course, a lot of people say, trickster, but it's supplanter, and we think about just those things that come with that. And also they talk about because he was holding on to his brother's heel. But there was a thing of birthright that God was still going to destine for him to be who he was, because the promise was already given. And then we also know that his name changed too also. But what happened was God allowed for him to deal with some things, and that he was tricked about his wife, and then also his father-in-law. Dealt with his wages several different times. And it says that in Genesis 31, 6 and 7, it says, "You know how hard I have worked for your father, but he has cheated me, changing my wages 10 times. But God has not allowed him to do any harm to me." So during this time, we never hear after this, after Jacob went through what he dealt with, there was no issue of him, cheating anybody or anything else of that nature. But he dealt with some things that changed his heart. And then God, of course, began to say Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those forefathers right there. God just dealt with them, and He dealt with him. And then he was never the same after that, where God changed his name from Jacob to Israel. So when we think about those things, Jacob never had an issue after that, from that point, because God dealt with his heart in the field. So is God dealing with your heart in the field? where you become a change of person. You are not the same person anymore because God, you've allowed for your heart to open. That's the key thing. You allow for your heart to open. You allow for him to come in. And as the king is in your presence, there is a change that is happening. So once again, God deals with your character in the field. And this is when we make the true assessment. Not the fake assessment, not the partial assessment, but the true assessment. And that takes a change in character to be like, to admit that maybe you were wrong in some areas, maybe that you did some things that really wasn't Christ-like. But when you can admit to those things and change those things and be true to the change that comes with that, which is making a fair assessment of yourself, it changes your character. Jacob's character changed. And then also, like I said, God said he blessed him beyond measure. There were things that happened to him that God just did it. God caused only the spotted animals to mate, which allowed for him to increase in wealth, and his wealth just became so much because God blessed him in that manner. So allow for God to deal with your character, and then guess what? The blessings are going to come through because you're going to be more in line and in tune with him, because he's getting rid of the things that don't belong. So allow for him to take it. Stop holding on to it. Just let it go and present it at the altar. So that is the nugget on today. While you're in the field, God will change your character. So allow for him to come in and do what he does best. Allow yourself, and not allow, but make a true assessment of who you are and what needs to be changed, and let that happen. So with that being said, this is your nugget for today. Man, dealing with that character, sometimes we just do not want to do this, but I'm telling you, it's the best thing for you. If you want God to truly excel in your life, man, let him come in. Let him change your character. And then want the change to happen. That's the key thing. Sometimes we be like, that's just who I am. No. Come on, let's do something different here. Because if who you are is a person that hurt people or that is rebellious, then those are things that we need to change. Why would you want to continue in that? No, let's change that. The devil is a liar. So let's keep that in mind. All right. So with that being said, of course, we're not going to close out without, if you're in need of prayer, or you would like to reach out to us, or you would like to partner with us, definitely keep in mind that, you can reach us through social media. We also have our email address, which I'm going to pull up here if you want to send a message, you need prayer, anything else of that nature. Of course, all things are confidential when it comes to that. But if this ministry, of course, has been a blessing to you and you would like to plant a seed with us, please do so. All donations are needed from that point. You can reach us through our Cash App at bbdhillministries. You can also reach us through Zelle. There we go. And that's also our email address. So if you want to email us for prayer or anything else of that nature, or you have questions about things, so I know that we're always dropping a lot of different things, please reach out to us and we will respond to you as soon as possible. And definitely we'll be happy to do so. Go to all our social medias. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe at our YouTube channel. And we have that information right there. And all of that still helps us to be a blessing too. So keep all that in mind. And then on my last one, if you would like to mail us any donation, or if you have a letter you want to write or words, then we have our mailing address there where we can get that information. And we would like to hear from you. We really would. We definitely would like to hear from you. So you don't want to, simply just miss out on that. So in closing, in the field, allow for God to deal with your character. Come on now. Allow for him to deal with your character. A lot of times we have character issues. We have things that we just really don't want to let go of. But come on. Present it to him. Give it to him. Exchange. Your yoke for his yoke. He said his yoke is light. So just get rid of those things that weigh heavily on you. Get rid of the character issues that are not Christ-like, and do that. So that's your nugget for today. I'm Apostle Benton Hill. This is BBD Hill Ministries. We love you guys. Of course, we will not be seeing you because we don't blow the shofar on the Sabbath, but we will be seeing you guys again on Monday, coming with some great content for you to help you close out. Once again, we are 18 days in. And we're excited. So that it's closing out. So what has changed? We definitely would like to hear from you of what you have changed during this time of Elul. What has God done? Those testimonies are so important. So please make sure that you send us that information because that encourages us. So with that being said, I'm Apostle Benton Hill. This is BBD Hill Ministries, and we're out. Happy Shabbat to you. Bye-bye.